We're back with engineering manager Eric Adams, and he's been telling us all about the allocations projects. Those are the smaller ones, not like the big bonded projects like Johnny Dodds and Palmetto Commerce Parkway and so many more that have been completed over the last several years or more. But he's talking to us about those small projects that are in neighborhoods, that are near schools, and children and adults and bicyclers and pedestrians and all of those types of people can use them. Now, this is only two legs of this project. If we followed this all the way up past the camera, where would we end up?
Well, this phase of the project actually stops near the city park here at the intersection of Harborview. Then we pick it back up over near the James Island Youth Center soccer fields, and it ties in near to the James Island High School. So the phase that we have under design now will be to kind of complete that or provide some connectivity between those 2 points. One of the obstacles or issues we're dealing with is the grand trees, trying to work around those. But we have been working with the local municipalities, as I said, to find a solution for that.
And I'm sure, and I know how Charleston County Council feels about the environment and protecting nature, and especially trees of this sort, because that's a part of the Charleston County charm and beauty. But did it take a lot longer because the trees were here and you had to get around the trees, or did it take away that much of your time to get finished?
Well, it poses a bit of a problem because, like you say, we do want to protect the trees. So, issues along the road are drainage. If you install drainage systems, there's potential to damage roots, so we have to try to work around the drainage issues. We also want to work around the root base of the trees and try to provide as much clear distance as we can, which sometimes, we have limited right-of-way. So that does provide an obstacle that we have to work through.
There are men working out here, and I'd asked you when we first came on this premises whether or not these were county employees, and you were saying no, they were the contractors' employees. What do you mean by contractors? How do you get this work done?
We complete the design. Once the design is complete, we actually advertise that for construction. Our procurement department does a great job doing that with the county. They advertise it. We take the lowest responsive bid from the contractors. So it could be any, it's private contractors. They then bid on the work by unit prices, and then we award the contract to them, and they come out and we oversee it using our inspectors, as we talked about earlier.
And usually they have lots and lots of years of experience doing this kind of work.
That's correct, yes.
And where do you find them? Are they all local people, or do they come from other places around the country?
Well, generally they're local, but we do have the SBE program, which is the small business program, where we're trying to promote smaller business opportunities with the county. This project had a 20% mandatory completion portion of it. So 20% of the work had to be completed by one of these certified small businesses. We also have a DBE goal, which is a disadvantaged business goal, that we also try to meet on all these allocation projects. And
that's how minority contractors and women-owned contractors get in?
Correct, yes. We have an outreach program for them to make them aware of the projects, and also we institute goals for them to be accomplished as part of the project. So their participation, we require a good faith effort from the contractor to go out, reach out to these DBE firms and get quotes so that they have an opportunity to do work on the projects.
And I just think that's a terrific thing coming from the 60s myself. I do think that that's a wonderful thing that Charleston County, and I know some other communities have done those kinds of things as well. SCDOT, I know the South Carolina Department of Transportation, they're very much behind this idea of having minorities and women and disadvantaged people participate, and they're not that hard to find, I would assume.
No, there's a online database that all of our contractors can go there and see what type of work the DBE firms do. Yes, there's a lot of them out there, and we do have it. The state has a website where they're all listed. The county also has a website where all the small businesses are listed.
What I love is that once these individuals take on this work, they now have a career because they can use these talents and skills in other places. And we've taught them right here in Charleston County, and that works. Right. That's good stuff, I think. Yeah. Now, this is going to go, I want to get back to the walkway here. How far down is it going? We've talked about it starting up near the park for those who walk in this area, near the school, And it will go all the way down until it finishes up where?
It actually goes to the end of Fort Johnson Road, which is where the DNR facility is. So it runs the full length of Fort Johnson down to the DNR facility.
When you took on this project, and I know projects are assigned to various engineers, when you took on this project, what did you think? After you saw the design, did you say, oops, is this going to be a hard one or an easy one?
Well, we knew it would be difficult with the trees, and we had to take a lot of care with the trees. So that was one of the things that we were concerned about going in, but you know, we made our expectations clear to the contractor, and I think he's done a good job out here.
And as far as the residents are concerned, you're saying that you're getting some positive from them.
Yes, we actually received a letter from some citizens, signed by a number of citizens, thanking us for the project, and it's getting a lot of use already. Over by the high school, I noticed the cross-country team was running down it a little bit, so it's getting a lot of use already, and we haven't even 100% completed construction.
You said to me earlier that Charleston County Council makes the ultimate decision on where these projects are going to go and when they're going to get started within a fiscal period or something like that. How do the people, those who are listening to us today, how do they get their project, if you will, involved?
Well, they would need, as I said earlier, we take requests from all the local municipalities, so they would need to present their request to their local agencies who represent them. And I would say that, you know, we aren't just doing them in residential areas. We have a number of projects in rural areas. Out in Adams Run on Parkers Ferry Road, we have a sidewalk that will lead to a community center there. We also have one coming up on Phillips, in the Phillips community on SC 41. We've got a couple projects in McClellanville, a streetscape project we're doing up there. We've got New Road coming up, which is a paving project out in the Ravenel area. So we don't just, you know, it's a countywide program. It's not just in the residential area.
I'm so glad you said that, because you're absolutely right. And we took the morning, the photographer and I took the morning, and we were riding around and looking at all these projects, and we stopped at some of them. And some of them are awesome, especially those at intersections, because that means safety. And I know safety is a big part of what you all do.
Sure, safety, you know, traffic flow improvement. Those are the primary goals of the projects.
And it's happening. Thank you so much for being a part of our program, Eric. You always give us good information. You always seem so happy to do so.
My pleasure.
Thank you. We're going to say goodbye for now. We hope that you've enjoyed our program. And we try to bring you information on the use of the transportation sales tax every Saturday at 11:30 here on C2. And you will be kept informed. In addition to that, we have a website, which is www.ccroadwise.com, and utilize that. And we have a number of other ways, social media as well, to get in touch with us. So we encourage you to do just that. We want you to know how we're spending those dollars, and we encourage you to ask. Until next time, this is Charleston County RoadWise. I'm Cheryl Harleston.
For more information about RoadWise projects, visit us at ccroadwise.org and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.